This is truly like the best of the best when it comes to movie collecting right now. Hey, hi, hello, it's Awkward Movie Guy. You can call me Kayje. Welcome. This is my first official video. I hope you enjoy. And I hope I do it well enough that you want to come back and maybe keep hearing me talk. I would like that. I am a avid movie collector. It's a great obsession of mine, and I'm always looking for the latest and greatest. I have lots of generic Blu-rays, I have lots of generic 4Ks, but my pride and joy is always going after those steelbooks. I love the look, I love the feel, and typically they're a bit of a more simpler or more creative design, so it just looks nicer. When it comes to movie collecting, and if you're watching this, I'm sure you are interested in movie collecting or you are a movie collector, you're always looking for what is the best. I don't have all the money in the world, I don't have all the space in the world, so I don't buy every movie that comes out. I am buying what I want to be part of my small collection. And by small, I of course mean hundreds and hundreds of movies. Especially being in Canada where there's no Canadian movie sellers. And so I have to import and order online. It is a very expensive hobby. So I want to make sure that whatever I'm buying is also good quality and can last. For example, the most infamous one and one of my absolute favorites in a film I am dying to get into my collection is Terminator 2 Judgment Day. And it is a terrible transfer.
What's the dog's name?
Max. Hey, Janelle. What's wrong with Wolfie? I can hear him barking. Is he okay?
Wolfie's fine, honey. Wolfie's just fine. What are you?
And it even has one of my favorite steelbook designs. Then you have those films that get lots of re-releases. You get the 20th anniversary, the 25th anniversary, the new 4K, the 4K steelbook, 4K this, blah, 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 blah. Now, maybe in a later video, I can discuss some of my favorite steelbooks and my favorite steelbook makers. But today, what I really want to talk about is my absolute favorite collector's edition. The people that I think are putting together the most worthy box sets that you can purchase. And there's lots of great ones out there. Criterion Collection is a staple. These are film lovers making sure that there's a phenomenal collection of the best films ever made. You have Arrow doing the exact same thing. They're putting a lot of love and a lot of attention. What I like about Arrow is that they don't focus on just the art house, not just the best of the best, the films that push film forward like Criterion does. Arrow is kind of looking at all fan favorites and cult classics, and that is pretty amazing. But neither of those are my favorite. It's brand new, and it's called the Film Vault. So far, there have been 2 waves of the Film Vault release. They are releasing 4 films at a time. The collections are unbelievably nice. With the 4 chosen films in Wave 1, you see that they are choosing some of the best films, the biggest films that came out. Blade Runner, Goodfellas, Scarface, and 1917. What's also amazing and that I really love and appreciate is that we're getting brand new posters for these films for this collection. And the art is designed by Matt Ferguson and Flory, and they're curated by the Vice Press. They look stunning. Absolutely stunning. For me, Goodfellas always had a pretty generic poster, even though it's pretty iconic. This poster, I love. I go crazy for this poster. Same with the Blade Runner poster. They're all just stunning. In Vault number 1, look at everything that you get in this set. A branded envelope that features some concept drawings, behind the scenes images, and film trivia, as well as it includes the original theatrical poster. You get a vehicle blueprint from the film. The poster you have to buy separately, unfortunately, but it's just stunning. And of course, it also comes with a 4K and Blu-ray copy of the film. An important note is with the Criterion Collection or the Arrow Collection, they do the brand new transfers for their releases. Film Vault does not. They are choosing these big films that already have 4K releases that they can just grab and use and then put it in a brand new, gorgeous box set. So that's the Blade Runner. You have Goodfellas, and it all kind of comes with the same little stuff with film stills, behind the scenes stuff, and everything is also unique to its film. With the Scarface, you get a Tony Montana's green card. Like, that's fun. I really wanted all 4. I can't afford it. I already had 1917 in 4K, so I didn't feel like I needed to double dip for this one. So that's why I chose Blade Runner and Goodfellas to be the 2 that I went with for this for this Wave 1. Wave 2 just recently went up for pre-order at the beginning of June, I think. Was able to get my hands on 2 of them, which I'll be happy to talk about here. We get the stunning Shawshank Redemption poster. Shawshank has this very classic poster, this very iconic imagery, and I love how they were able to use that imagery but do it in a new way. That's part of the reason why I love that poster. I was able to grab this one under pre-order, so I'm very happy and excited for this one to come through. Now, when it comes to artwork for Jaws, nothing has ever beat the iconic original theatrical poster. It is one of the most recognized posters of all time. This poster may have finally done it for me. This may be my new favorite Jaws poster. It is haunting, it is scary, and it's perfectly Jaws, and I'm in love with this, and I was also able to grab this one under the pre-order. But we also have 2001. Again, the artwork is mind-blowing. It is my new favorite piece for 2001. The simple tagline that they added for the ultimate trip, it's a chef's kiss. It's beautiful. And then lastly, this one surprised me with Apollo 13. Not that it's a bad movie in any rate. It's a really fantastic film. What surprised me is that I wouldn't have considered it to be part of like the legacy and the impact as the other films, but I love to see it. It also shows that the Film Vault people who choose these films and are really making sure that these are important films that are getting the respect that they deserve in terms of collections. Like, I cannot praise these films any more than that. Now getting into the future of Film Vault, what I would like to see moving forward in future waves. The biggest thing I'm curious about is, are they going to do repeat films from the same directors? For example, in Wave 1, we had Goodfellas from Martin Scorsese. The amount of films we could add into the Film Vault that are just directed by Scorsese could cover the next 2-3 waves completely. I wonder how long it would take before they dipped back to Scorsese. Same with Steven Spielberg. I feel like every single Spielberg film deserves a Film Vault treatment. E.T., Raiders of the Lost Ark, Close Encounters, Schindler's List, Saving Private Ryan, Jurassic Park. Man, the man is non-stop. And speaking of Jurassic Park, that is a huge film. I would love to get this Film Vault treatment. But then we get into this question of, will sequels ever make it to the Film Vault? Obviously, we don't know yet, but I feel like with Jaws entering, no one's expecting the Jaws sequels to get a Film Vault treatment. I don't think anyone wants the Jaws sequels, honestly. But when Blade Runner came out in the first wave, everyone wanted Blade Runner 2049 to get this Film Vault treatment, and I would kill for that. But I would love to see Jurassic Park added to this, and I don't need the remainder of the sequels to get a Film Vault treatment. I would just love the first one, and I think the first one deserves that treatment. Speaking of, I also think the first Indiana Jones deserves this treatment. Maybe even the first trilogy, and that's something where I don't know if I would want 3 individual cases or a little collection, but as well, they're never gonna do just a simple collection of 3 films and not all 5. That's just the reality, unfortunately. I feel like I'm out of focus, and that's kind of pissing me off. Godfather, an excellent one to point out. I don't think with Godfather you could do just the first one. I feel like you would have to do that whole trilogy in the Film Vault, and that is a reason why I don't think they would do it. I would love, and it would never happen, ever, but I would love both the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the extended edition,
Of course.
and the original cut of Star Wars original trilogy. That one will never happen. Lucasfilm will never release the original cuts of Star Wars. And then I wonder how far back they will go. So far, the oldest film that's part of the Film Vault is 2001, which was 1968. But will they go back enough to go to 12 Angry Men, go to Citizen Kane? Obviously unsure at this time, but I don't see that happening right now. I really feel like they're going for not just huge movies that made a difference in the film world, in the film industry, like Blade Runner, like Goodfellas, like 2001, but I think they're also going for commercial big successes. And so I don't know if they would go that far back. If Film Vault goes any older than 2001, I think it would be with Seven Samurai. I think that's as early as they would go. Like, how do you choose one Hitchcock film? They would choose Psycho. They're gonna go for the more famous one if they're doing one. But other films I would love to see join are, as much as I would love Whiplash to get one, I don't think it's popular enough.
Not quite my tempo.
Pulp Fiction. I guarantee this movie's gonna hit wave 3, if not wave 4. It's gonna be almost immediate, especially because it just had a 4K release. So there is one made already. So all they gotta do is do the new artwork and the new box set. Film Vault has already showed that they are 90s fans. We've already got Shawshank, Apollo 13, and Goodfellas. Pulp Fiction's gonna make it, without a doubt. I would also love to see Forrest Gump, but if they are only going to do one director in the Film Vault, Robert Zemeckis, I would love to see Castaway get a Film Vault treatment and not Forrest Gump. Mainly because I feel like Castaway doesn't get the love that it deserves, and Forrest Gump obviously does. I would love to see lots of David Fincher films, but if we're choosing one David Fincher film, I would want Seven or Fight Club to be introduced. I can't choose which one. They're both incredible films, but both films are not released on 4K yet. So I don't see that joining the Film Vault anytime soon right now, which is unfortunate. The original Matrix film, I can see that joining the Film Vault. The Silence of the Lambs, I bet that gets a treatment eventually. I could see that happening in a wave 3 or 4. I could see that happening pretty much right away. Oh, they'll definitely do Heat. Heat just had a 4K release, I think, last year. Unforgiven would join. I could see that. John Carpenter's The Thing. Absolutely. We definitely need more horror films in there. Also, I hope they do animated films. I hope they don't skip over that. I don't see them rushing into animated work. Into the Spider-Verse deserves it. Spirited Away deserves it. Really could go to any Pixar film. The Iron Giant. Iron Giant needs more love, man. It needs a lot more love. To talk about more modern films, because we had 1917 already included, so they went as far up as 2019. I would love to see Inception get a Film Vault treatment. Mad Max Fury Road. I think Get Out would eventually join. Hell or High Water I could see joining. You know what doesn't get enough love is Wind River. Again, that's another thing to talk about. Ex Machina, I would hope that would join one day, but I don't think it's popular enough.
Not quite my tempo. It's all good. No worries. Here we go.
Scott Pilgrim would be amazing. Even the Cornetto trilogy. Parasite, I think, should join. Old Boy should join. Gladiator. I could see Gladiator joining, absolutely. I could see Gladiator being in the wave 3 or 4. Oh, Snatch would be awesome. No Country for Old Men, that should join. There Will Be Blood. Pan's Labyrinth needs to be in this. I could see Pan's Labyrinth happening within the next wave or 2. Oh, I also am curious to know if they'll ever dive into the kind of big blockbuster films, because I think Logan would be great to be part of this. The Dark Knight would obviously look amazing if they did that. First Avatar deserves a great treatment. Even Titanic. Really any James Cameron film, even The Abyss. Oh, it would just be stunning. Absolutely stunning. We don't even have a Blu-ray release of The Abyss. We're supposed to get the 4K this year. That's a whole other video. I gotta calm down.
I'm upset!
Honestly, the list goes on and on. The Film Vault is gonna be here for a while, so I'm curious to know if we'll get Wave 3 by the end of 2023, or if it'll be the start of 2024. Either way, I am very excited. As I said, I think this is the collection to go after. If you are into movie collecting and you haven't heard of Film Vault, I hope this video changed your mind. I hope you look into it, and I hope you enjoy it, because this is truly like the best of the best when it comes to movie collecting right now, at least in my opinion. And please comment below. Recommend movies to watch, recommend movie steelbooks to review. Let me know what you'd like me to talk about. I would love to look through everything and start making more videos for you guys. And I'll see you next time. Thank you so much.